trooped out in different states in Nigeria to protest end of bad governance. All right, the producer of the show is here. Promise, and she's my producer and my co-host.
Yeah, good evening, Lagos. My name is Promise. And Precious, you're right. Nigerians, even in diaspora, stage an end bad governance protest in New York. So I think this protest is for Nigerians across the world.
All right. Okay. And today is Thursday, so I got me my Thursday tonic. Yay! Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington, good evening. Calm down. Now make a ring bell for you. Wale. Barrister Darlington. Is your tilo? Atideo. Okay.
Your Yoruba is too poor.
Very poor. Impoverished. He's slim. My Yoruba language is suffering from kwashoko. I need to treat it. I need to give it food to eat so that I can add weight. What's going on here? I will learn. You should teach me.
Pay money now. Let me teach you. Pay money.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm very well. Thank you, Barrister Darlington. You've monitored this protest all day.
Yes.
And you've seen what's happening all day. Some people would say that the biggest fear of the government have materialized, especially in the north. I'd like to get your reaction to that.
There is nothing. It is expected. I told you that this thing will start from the north, and you can see it. I told you because from the beginning, the north have been telling Tinubu, we don't like what you are doing. The agreement you had with us is not what you are doing. That is what happens when you sign agreements for you to get to a particular position in life. You are in bondage. I said it here that Tinubu is president of the north. So if they are now harassing him, I'm not surprised. I've said it severally.
OTO. Also, today is Thursday, though, but I have my Tuesday tonic with me today. Maybe because I matched him with someone else on Tuesday, and that marriage didn't quite work. Prince Francis Chilaka, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us today. Did you have to take a deep breath? Like, you just recovered from Tuesday's conversation, right? Yeah. Okay, you're welcome, Prince Francis. Well done. All right, so Lagos, let's run you through the hot topics very quickly. There's quite an area of stuffs happening today, or that has happened today, perhaps still happening, and let's quickly bring you through them. Nigerian authorities must uphold human rights during end hunger protest. This is credited to Amnesty International. All right, and then moving on in with the protests.
Okay, there's a story that said Nigerian Bar Association confirms killing of protesters in Suleja.
All right.
Niger State.
Yeah, that happened. About 6 of them thereabouts. And APC headquarters burnt down in Jigawa State. Sad. Very sad. Nothing to protest about. Ndigbo have seen worse. Archbishop Onuara said so.
And Wike is saying, protests in Nigeria, we are ready for dialogue. This is according to the FCT minister. Remember the other day, he refused to give them the Eagle Square for the protest. But suddenly, he's ready for dialogue. Okay.
That will tell you that I have an issue. To these people that are blowing hot air, there is nothing in them. They are the worst coward.
You think so?
This is the same man who was calling himself hippopotamus in Port Harcourt. You don't see fire now. Chabi said nobody should near Abuja. He should have stopped
all right, now. Still on the show today. We dey hungry. How thousands of residents protest in Abuja, defying security forces and defying the call by the FCT minister against protest in Abuja. With all of that, they say na like only work. We shall come out and protest and show you that we mean business. And still talking about the protest. Fubara's pure water money offering ignites Rivers protesters' fury. Wow, he was addressing
looks like Nigerians are angry today, and they are showing their anger, in the protest, because there is a story that says the protesters are near the residence of former President Muhammadu Buhari. They went close to his residence and expressed their anger.
Protesters,
I hope it doesn't go violent.
Protesters blocked Jikoyi Kurudu Road axis of FCT. In fact, it's crazy. The protesters marched to Presidential Villa too. That's part of the update about the protest. And you may also hear that she already Promise already gave us update about that of Niger State Suleja. Then in Kano State, Governor Yusuf imposes 24 hours curfew in Kano as looting killings mad protest there. Sad. Very sad incident there in Kano State. We'll move on to other states where we were promised 500. Sorry, we were promised 5,000 naira to demonstrate against protesters. We were promised 5,000 naira to demonstrate against protesters. Not me right time. It's in a Punch newspaper, so you go look out for that and see it for yourself. I didn't write that. Promise, let's go on. Very
and
quickly.
there is an exclusive in People's Gazette that's talking about telecom operators. I'm going to read it now. Telecom operators have informed People's Gazette, according to them, that the NCC and NSA are hampering internet speed across the country in order to suppress information flow from the protesters to other Nigerians and outside the world. You remember, I think throughout this week we've been having various network issues on all the telecommunication lines in Nigeria.
Abi?
Yes.
Glitches, okay.
All right, let's see. Moving on, Nigerian Bar Association. Yeah, you said so already. Confirm that conversation. End hunger. Nigerians begin nationwide protest amid Untold has she blamed Tinubu for it, and it's welcomed a very high turnout of protesters. Okay. And then moving on to other issues concerning the protest, let's see if there's something we haven't covered yet. Nigerian army personnel shoots dead 4 end bad governance protesters in Borno State. This is according to this report that we have gathered here, right? And then let's see if we have something we're missing. Lagos, these are the top stories that we have. We shall be x-raying this. We would have a comrade join us live on the conversation, to x-ray, because we're also hearing just about some seculars going around or making the round that, look, they have suspended the protests for now. So we do not know, but we called some of the comrades to join us live in the studio to speak about it. Lagos, I'll be after this brief.
So do you take this story in Gazette that says pro-government talks attack protesters and journalists in Asaba? I don't know if we take
that's in Delta State. So yeah, thank you so much, Promise. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to begin dissecting conversations one at a time. This is the Evening Rush 90.3, Voice of the People FM. You're welcome.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and passion for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills 3 things and makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
The Evening Rush with Pressures, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Pod.
What was the rate of inflation, and Demi, what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations, critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
Like what's going on here?
You caught that again, right?
I saw that.
On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. 90.3. Voice of the People FM. Lagos. Now you have a voice.
Yes, Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM from our studio. It's 22 minutes past the 7 p.m. mark right here in our studio. So let's get started with a conversation about the protest. Nigerians trooped out, I dare say, across the globe today to protest against what they called bad governance in the country. And that did witness a huge turnout. While some Nigerians did observe that celebration of that protest by sitting at home and not going to work, some Nigerians did actually come out to the streets, while Nigerians in the diaspora were seeing some protesting and some others encouraging and joining the protest online. Some streets in Nigeria were seen deserted and quite quiet and calm following the protest. And in Jigawa State, headquarters of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) is currently, we do here, on fire. The secretariat was touched during the violence that broke out there. The secretariat was touched during the violence that broke out in the protest against hunger. Now, aggrieved youths had stormed the facility in Dutse, the state capital, where they destroyed billboards and other publicity materials before burning down the building. They also burnt vehicles that were parked within the premises. The violence spread to some other parts of the state as armed youths broke loose despite efforts of security operatives to contain them. Now, in Birnin Kudu, where some persons sustained injuries, the state fertilizer store and grains store were all vandalized and looted by the hoodlums, while the store of the state agricultural supply company Jasco in Gombe were also attacked. The map also attacked residents of the House of Representatives member representing Gombe, Gagarawa and Maigarita, as well as the residents of the APC zonal vice chairman. The pictures are not friendly, very troubling, and that's about it. Barrister Darlington, good evening again. Thank you for joining us. The Nigerian police had feared, and the federal government too had reiterated that fear that this protest may be hijacked by hoodlums and end in anarchy or in disaster, like we are experiencing already. The looting of goods and services and properties, the destruction of properties, death, and all of that. Do you think that their worst fears have now come to fruition?
In fact, the worst is yet to come. Since this is the one, and things are happening like this, all because of what? Somebody doesn't know how to manage protests. Pressure. Do you know the magic it would have done if Tinubu have allowed these people to use the Ego Square, and then he comes there on his own with his entourage and then mount the podium and address them? Are you going to say, just give me 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. If nothing improves, then you can come back here. I will not even stop you. That assurance, do you know the magic it would have done? Then when he goes back, immediately, this fuel subsidy, which everybody knows to be a scam, if Tinubu can look into it and then remove the corruption in an NPCL, my dear, Nigeria can pay subsidy and nobody will notice it. If Tinubu do a proper forensic audit of our fuel consumption in a day, and it will see 24 million liters a day, I will stop talking on air. I sincerely speak it now. Let anybody hear me. If it is properly audited and it is discovered that Nigerians consume more than 24 liters of fuel every day, 24 million liters of fuel every day, I will stop talking on air.
But we are also how can you verify that audit anyway?
I said I have heard from industry experts, and I've told you here that throughout these 16 years of PDP, Precious,
sir,
they were spending 30 million liters. They were subsidizing 30 million liters of fuel every day. 30 million.
The population increased.
Hold on. Throughout their 16 years old. Now, under this harsh APC leadership, how can the thing now jump to 60 and they're now telling us it's about 44? How come? Hold on. How many people bought cars under this regime? Is it not food that people are talking about? It is not possible. Rather, it has reduced. People have sold their cars to relocate out of Nigeria. People have sold their cars to send their children to school. People have sold their cars to feed. So go to the port and see that the car import have reduced. Go and ask car importers. They will tell you so where is those cars that are consuming this fuel? It is not possible. I am saying authoritatively. I challenge them at an NPC. Let them come and tell me how Nigerians are consuming that amount of fuel every day. That is where this corruption is coming from. So we are subsidizing corruption. It is either Tinubu is aware, or there are people he knows that are but he doesn't want to touch them because they're untouchable.
But Barrister Darlington, you will know that, or you should know that this precedes his administration. It's not about the president. It's just about 1 year in office.
Precious.
Sir?
You see, that thing that happened on Tuesday here, that you people were supporting.
Yeah, 4 months.
I am here. I'm here now. Please, whenever you want.
What happened on Tuesday?
I don't know, but they know what happened. You see, whenever you want to support APC and I'm present, please do it with intelligence so that I can listen to you. I don't want to hear who is Buhari, who is Tinubu. Was it not the same APC leadership? And besides, Tinubu told you he was coming to continue Buhari's legacy. So why are you always making excuses that he preceded Tinubu? Did he tell you that Buhari did anything wrong? Hold on, have you had the Tinubu tell us that Buhari?
Yes, they said they inherited a very bad economy from the past administration.
Good. Then what is he doing about it? So why can't he bring him to book
Barrister Darlington,
to return the money he stole? If I thought he telling us that can't he call him to come and explain to yourself now what you did with our money? If you cannot do that, then it means that he's okay with the Buhari's leadership. So nobody should come and give me that excuse, oh please. It will irritate me the more.
So Barrister Darlington, looking at this, he's talking about the protest today. From the information we've gathered, online today, it looks like the Northerners are more angry, with this administration. They've burnt the APC headquarters in the north in Jigawa. They stormed former President Muhammadu Buhari's residence. They stormed their Emir's palace.
Residence area, yeah.
Yes, close to his residence. Someone even had to come out from his house to address them. Yes, it was in the news. It was in the story.
Okay.
What do you think is going to happen in the north the next 10 days of this protest? Comparing it to the south.
I've just told you now it's going to get worse because I told you. The North have always told Tinubu, we are the one that brought you to power. They have said without any apology. That is why I've been saying that Tinubu is a northern president.
But they didn't protest when Buhari was in power. The Northerners did not even complain.
Because it was Tinubu that brought Buhari to power. The North didn't have a hand in it now. They told you. They told you that it was you people that brought Buhari to power. And they too now brought Tinubu to power. So if you did not protest against Buhari, it is not their fault.
So it is the
one in Yene is not causing too much commotion. That's why they are not happy. The one that they brought is not giving them what they want. That's why they are protesting. But the one you
they voted. Tinubu had about 65% of his votes was from the north. So they largely voted for him more than the south did.
That's what I'm telling you.
So if they didn't like him, why would they vote for him? And it's barely a year and 4 months, and they are protesting.
There are things.
But protests started even before he became 1 year. Remember the group of youth who burnt the Nigerian flag last year.
There were an agreement. Tinubu had an agreement. They said it. They said it severally. That
what agreement?
I don't know. It is behind closed doors. They told him that this is not where we agreed, though. You are not doing what you are doing.
But the other day, the president came out. One of the northern traditional ruler complained that the president went to tell them that, in fact, this position that he got it with his money, and he doesn't have any godfather, and he doesn't owe anybody because he paid his way, through the position. He said it himself. It's in the media.
That is what angered them.
We did not hear the president say that. A northern traditional ruler told us.
The president said it.
Tinubu said that yes, he brought his own money for a campaign, that nobody supported him, that he got this election.
That wasn't exactly what the northern president said. The northern president said he paid for the presidency.
Don't worry yourself. Now, that thing he said is
so more like he sponsored himself. Let's put it lightly.
Okay, that's the interpretation.
Hold on.
Awesome, thank you.
It is that statement that is now making them more angry, because they are now telling us that the vote we gave you is nothing. It is your money. Then we are going to remove you. That's the meaning of what.
No. This is not about removing of government. No, we can't mention this. No, that's no. Barrister Darlington, please, I take exception to that. Please, we're on national radio. We can't say this.
The point is this: it's not about whether he paid his way or whether
removal can be through election now.
Yes, but the point is this: the point is we need to put things in perspective. First and first, I don't think and I don't believe that this protest is about the North. This protest is about hunger. It's about poverty. It's about bad governance. And this is something that goes across every religion, every ethnicity, and every individual.
Except the Igbo race.
No. I take exception to that.
Okay.
The Igbos themselves are hungry. Let us be sincere with ourselves.
We are not hungry.
No, the Igbos are hungry.
Prince Chilaka.
The Igbos are hungry.
We are not.
As long as you are in Nigeria, you are under this government.
We are not hungry.
You are hungry.
We can never be hungry.
What the Igbos are simply saying is that we do not want to expose our own hunger.
Why?
We do not want to show our frustration.
But why would you pretend?
No. Why do you see? Because every time that there has been a protest, the Igbos have been, seen as the collateral damage. They have been the one at the receiving end. So for once, let them. They're trying to sit back and say, okay, since everybody's complaining, let us also watch and see what happens. But in truth, this protest is not about any region. It's not about any religion. It's about the Nigerian people. And for me, it is about the Nigerian people coming to the realization that power belongs to them. They want to take back the power and hold on to it, and then treat their leaders as those they have employed.
How far do you think this protest is going to go?
This protest,
do you think it will make any difference?
It is going to make a lot of difference. Already it is making difference. From Wike, the Lion of Judah, the Lion of Rivers, to begin to say he is ready for dialogue, after screaming, after laughing and everything, it shows you that everybody is feeling the pinch. So I know that, yes, at the end of the day, if Bola
you think they are feeling the political class are feeling
Bola
the pain?
Tinubu is a Democrat, which he claims to be, he knows the right thing to do.
And what would that right thing be?
And the right thing to do right now is to look at the policies he has put in place that has affected the lives of Nigerians harshly and retract them.
You mean part of those that may have formed the agenda for this protest? They have a 15-point agenda.
For instance, I'll give you one example.
But are they even realizable, actualizable anyway? Because one of them is reversal of the subsidy removal. Can our economy sustain that?
Why not?
Are we not paying subsidy now? Are we not paying subsidy?
Are we?
Yes, now.
Yes. Has come out openly.
We are paying subsidy.
We are paying subsidy. 2, Mr. President told Nigerians after that, infamous speech,
May 29th.
Yes, that
subsidy
that he knows that there is a cabal and that there are people who are benefiting from subsidy. We were expecting that by now, Mr. President would have exposed them to Nigerians.
To name
Why
names.
is it that government keeps covering people that are killing this country? Expose them. Look at the way they are treating what's his name, the former CBN governor.
Immediately.
Dragging him up and down. Why don't you drag those who have been identified as the beneficiaries of subsidy? At least let us know them, and then let us hold them accountable, and let them return the money they have taken from this country in the last 20 years.
So, Mr. Chilaka, Prince Chilaka, the reason why I ask you if the political class are even feeling this protest is because the Senate president came out to say that those who wants to protest can protest, but for them, they are going to sit and enjoy
and eat.
Let me tell you one thing you need to understand.
And eat.
You don't give power to a man that is sleeping. When you give him power, he does not know what the usage. He does not know the value of that power. That is what's happening to the Senate president. Don't forget that this same man you have as Senate president did not go through the primaries.
Exactly.
He came through the back door.
Exactly.
And because he came through the back door, he does not understand the enormity of the responsibility on his shoulders. He does not. Because if you understand, he will not be talking the way he's talking. I am personally ashamed of him.
Yes.
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 Okay. So, Barrister Darling said, but before we add someone else in the conversation, join someone else in the conversation, there was something that was a bit prominent in the conversation in the protest. Most parts of the southeast were a bit calm. We did not see a lot of protest. In Anambra, there is a very low turnout. In Abia and Imo states, it was barely there. And in Ebonyi state, it was a bit of silence. Why do you think the southeasterners stayed out of the protest, probably did not participate very well in the protest? And the reason I ask this question is because our television station covered this protest across the country today, at least in Lagos State and a few other places. We had footages and voices of people complaining about the protest. And some of them spoke in Hausa language, some in Yoruba language, but we did not really see anybody come out in Igbo language and speak and say, it do us like this or like that. Why do you think that could be?
Even with the large number of Igbos in Lagos.
Yes, please.
You were here during the last election. How the Igbos were maltreated, some were killed, some were maimed. And up to today, nobody have said sorry for what happened to the Igbos. All the threats, everything, the governor of Lagos State kept quiet. He didn't set up an inquiry for people to come forward for compensation for what happened to the Igbos mainly. He saw how MC Oluomo threatened the Igbo and carried it out. Nothing happened.
He said he was joking.
We saw how the joke ended though. If that is the joke, it was an expensive one. We saw how Bayo Nonoga now came again with this protest that it is Igbos and Peter Obi that are, promoting this protest. That if anything happened, Peter Obi will be held accountable for the anarchy. Everybody had it, and Peter Obi threatened to go to court. I don't know whether he has gone. Yet, nobody reprimanded anybody. You saw how our own chief here in Ajawa State just made a statement.
The
Ezendibo of Ajawa State. A statement that
he's still in prison.
Up to today, a 67-year-old man, Sanwo-Olu and his government clamped him into detention.
But I did interview the spokesman to the governor here. He said that wasn't their case to answer, that it was from the presidency.
Are you serious?
It was from the federal.
Are you serious? Over what? What is that thing that the man did or said? Did they find any arms in his house?
Well, he mentioned IPOB, which is a proscribed group. That was part of what was mentioned.
Now that we're talking about
nobody. The court have the proscribed IPOB. It is even an offense now for you to call IPOB a terrorist organization. It's an offense now.
But a lot of people in Nigeria say that all the time. They throw that in all the time.
I said it is a crime now. You can't do that to them. I'm telling you, you can't do that. They can go to court against you.
People use it all over social media. They say it every day.
What they say does not matter. What they say does not matter. Please tell me. Mention any other country in Africa or in the whole world that sees IPOB as a terrorist organization. All right, or Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist.
So Priscilla, I wanted to say something very quickly, but whilst you're trying to say that, I'd like to ask, because the Methodist Archbishop of Okigwe Archdiocese and Bishop of Okigwe Diocese, Right Reverend Biareon, said that, in fact, as a matter of fact, there is no need for Igbos to join the protest because that Igbos have seen the worst in their lives. So do you think that it's a situation of we don't see 99 waiting be 100, so why do we join the protest?
No, but if you're talking about protests in the southeast, the southeast itself has been submerged in protests in the last few months. In the last
since Hope Uzodinma came to the first time.
Now, but looking at it again, few days back, if you're following the news, unknown gunmen, who are these people? They created so much havoc in Imo State, moved to Abia. Who are they? And then is it not idiotic that the DSS would come out and tell Nigerians that they have names, they know those who are sponsoring
terrorism,
a protest, but you do not have information, you do not have intel about the so-called unknown gunmen that is creating havoc in the southeast. Now, going a step further, we talk about the Ezendibo of Ajawa State, isn't it? That has been in detention all this while. And I want to ask, something happened in Ibadan a few months back where some people decided to carry arms and they said they wanted to secede. What has happened to that case?
Up to today,
nobody's talking about it. So we keep having two different justice system in Nigeria.
Okay.
One for the rich, one for the poor, one for the south, one for the north, one for the east. And yet we keep saying one Nigeria.
All right.
For me, I'll conclude. I'll say this. This protest, for me, is not about the Igbo man. It is not about the Yoruba man. It's not about the Hausa man. It's about bad governance.
And you want everybody to join it.
Yes. Standing on what? Hunger, poverty.
All right. Thank you. So speaking about that, Barrister Darlington, apologies for cutting you because we don't have time. Let's quickly take a sound bite from some of the protests that took place today as covered by a television station and hear exactly how the people reacted to it. Take a listen. So they are speaking in Hausa. Unfortunately, I can't interpret. I hope that there is no insult in it. If there is, please forgive me.
zuwa Jigawa ko yana shan wahala gaskiya muna so mu ja maka jara yawa in baka jara ba amma gaskiya ba za mu ji daɗi da kai kuma Allah da kansa ma yana ji haushi da kai gaskiya mu muna ji amma muna jan haushi gashi ana ta kashe mu banza me muka maka me yasa ba za ka duba ba ka nemo mana abu za ka yi ka nemo mana security gaskiya nemo mana yan sanda sojoji su kori yan boko haram gaskiya su kashe mu ne sai su kashe mutane ba za su
Can you help us interpret Prince Francis Chilaka? Apologies for asking you to interpret.
I think basically what I think he's trying to say is the fact that there is insecurity across the entire north, and that there is hunger and there's poverty. And all that is what they want.
Mentioned from Lagos to Sokoto to Zamfara.
Yes,
okay.
They just want government to be proactive and do something about it. I think that's
okay. So let's quickly take a listen to a few other voices from the street, and we'll get back to this. Take a listen.
They said they cannot win with any longer. Nigeria is dead. Nigeria is dead. And once arise this country must arise. This country must arise. And that's the essence why we are not here to attack anybody. We are calling the father of the nation and not the father of respective states to arise. We are no longer surviving. We are in a troubled time. Serious troubled time. Serious trouble. The father I'm working. If I'm comfortable in my house, other children, from other members of the family. There's no equity in Nigeria. There's nothing like equity.
That's a few of what people had to say. But I have Comrade Ayoyinka Oni with us in the studio. Comrade, thank you so much for joining us. So, what is this news that we hear? First, I'd like to ask you how the outcome, how you think the protest went today. And plus, there is a letter that I'm seeing here of a notice of postponement of the protest by a supposed take it back movement. Wait, make honorable. Let me on your mic. Honorable,
she wants to turn on his mic.
Yeah, it's a fake letter. There's nothing like that.
Oh, have you seen the fake letter yourself too?
Yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Even before the protest.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
No, just to be sure. I could not ask the horse's mouth, so I had to ask, the horses. So speaking about, I saw you nodding when Prince Francis Chilaka was talking about what he thinks the motive for this protest is. Could you help us reiterate what you think the main motive of this protest is, and if you think the day one was quite achieved?
Thank you very much, and I also appreciate all the guests in the house, the delegates. I was nodding because it's government that is fueling the tribal propaganda regarding the protest. They need all tribes for election to just count votes and get them as numbers. But when it's time to get dividends of democracy, they begin to divide the people based on tribal and religious lines. Why people are out is because of hunger, because of bad governance. You cannot call the protest if Tinubu is doing very well. People will ask you what's going on with you. But all the while we're preparing for the protest on the street, online, people are telling us, yes, we are hungry. In fact, to show you that Nigerians are even feeling it, you look at the way the streets were deserted today. That alone is a protest of its own. People closing their shop, they understand what is going on. So it's not about.
You do not think it was out of fear of what may happen during the protest?
For you to be afraid in your own country, that's a protest. Yes, exactly. How should you be afraid when a peaceful protest is about to happen? That means we are not in a democracy. That you are afraid that government. In fact, do you know what they started doing? In the morning before the protest started, they were tear gassing some major streets.
We noticed that in the morning. I saw that. I noticed that in the morning. I experienced it personally.
Pure wickedness, just to scare people from coming out.
This may be just people acting without a proper. It may not. The government may not have handled it.
I can tell you with every authority that there's no heel thing that the police do that they don't get order from above. We interact with
police. You're on public radio.
See, I can say that they know me.
Is that not a fact? Is that not a fact?
See, many times when we interact with the police, they tell us there are some things they don't want to do. I've been arrested before now, not today. They just manage. We'll see. We just have to do this thing because everybody's under this bondage of slavery. You obey this one, you worship this one. It's not a democracy. It's just a joke that we are taking care of this country. So that's why we are out. Tinubu should go and look at the demands and he should work on it. And you can see, despite the intimidation for almost 2 weeks, the payment of influencers, of people to just find a way.
Oh, you think people were paid?
People were paid. We have screenshots.
Oh, really?
As,
To do
as
what?
high as 450,000 to tweet against the protest.
Are you serious?
Yes, we have screenshots. We can share it.
How do you know that?
Oh, I can send it to you. People that were paid chatted us. Somebody rejected 750,000. He said he's not going to do it. He sent out the screenshot. People were paid to hit the streets. People were paid to hit the
So
streets.
are you saying that
they don't want protest?
Are you saying that person, there is a news about somebody who said that they were paid 5,000 naira? They were promised
Yes.
to be paid 5,000
Many
naira to
of them.
protest.
And they
That they
didn't
were
pay.
giving 2,000 and were told that they will be giving the balance after the protest.
Oh, yes.
And that some of them got angry along the line. Are you saying that may be true? Because
It's not- it's
Punch,
true.
the Punch newspaper reported that. I had
Yes.
to quote the source.
It's true. In fact, there's another person today that while he was protesting, no protest, and they were interviewing him, he was saying he's hungry, he's
Was
tired.
He's
Heard
hungry, he's
that.
tired. And somebody else came to
funny.
hit his head. Somebody came to hit his head.
He didn't
and told
deliver the message.
Are we not ashamed in this country? You know, when a government is
the
doing
thing
that,
became a joke.
you begin to wonder how.
But he didn't get it.
No,
So,
but
so a pro protesters
Yes,
protester.
exactly.
He was holding a
Protesting.
placard and that don't protest. A don't do not no
And
say
he
no
was
to
hungry.
protesting.
He was hungry.
And he didn't know when he started talking about how hungry he was.
you
And
mentioned-
while he was busy saying that, another person came to run it. Come
The
on.
person that brought them for 5,000.
You come big guy.
He just raised an
Apparently, he
issue.
does not even know what the placard is carrying says.
Now the hunger with him,
He just raised an issue talking about the mindset of our leaders.
Okay.
And I think that is where the real problem lies. You have a obnoxious, useless,
How do they think?
stupid constitution
Oh,
that has
whoa.
tied Nigerians down. The constitution that
Since the
says
military era.
constitution
Part of the
And we are in
the
democracy.
constitution- Wait, let me
Oh,
finish.
part of the demand is for change of constitution.
Yes,
Yes.
the constitution
Oh, wow.
that says that for you to be a president, you must have attempted school SAT.
No.
Attempted.
No, they said evidence of how to speak and write.
It says
Evidence.
attempted. I know that is what.
That is
But the
part
point
of
I'm
it.
trying
That's
to
the
make.
attempts now.
Yes, the point I'm trying to make is that this is a country where you have doctors, engineers, professors.
Different people in different walks of organization.
So why is it that we're finding it difficult to get an educated man,
The best.
to get the best of the best to lead us? A country of 200 million people, we keep recycling old men.
But we have
who
had-
should be in their homes nursing their grandchildren.
But we have had educated people. We had a
No,
PhD
it's
holder in the person of
education.
Goodluck Jonathan.
It's education.
The president Bola Ahmed Tinubu is educated.
Okay,
so has education helped?
Education
If
and
Goodluck helped, why did you vote
and
him out?
integrity.
What did you say now?
If Goodluck Jonathan helped, why did you vote him out?
After good Lord Jonathan, you mentioned somebody.
President Bola Ahmed
President
Tinubu, is he
Tinubu
not
is
educated?
educated.
You said what?
Barrister Darlington, is the president not educated?
You have come again. Oh.
How?
He
All
has-
the certificate they
Barrister
brought for-
Darlington, he has international degrees according
Chicago,
to his
sir.
profile.
Hold on. I told you here that before Chicago there was a Toronto. Which of the certificates have been certified? Why can't you?
Barrister Darlington, you're a public radio.
Hey,
You're- you're-
yes, now what happened last time? Go and ask Atiku now.
How?
All the evidence they brought from Chicago, did the Tinubu come to verify any of them? Up to today, you were not here when he was telling them that if they expose that certificate, that you cause damage to him.
He was telling who?
But
The FBI?
The people, yes, now.
Yeah, that was what his lawyer said, not Tinubu himself.
Yes, that when
The
they
lawyers
were
may just be overzealous
not
now.
overzealous, they were speaking for him. Okay, up to today, has Tinubu come out to defend those certificates? Answer me.
How do you
Remember-
defend the certificate?
Eh?
Because
by presenting it now.
but Chicago never denied that he schooled in their school now. Chicago never denied that. Did they deny that?
They denied.
They said there was a Bola
Tinubu.
Anybody could be that.
Exactly. And we now know there was a Bola Tinubu in their family who went to that school, a lady whose social security number came from Virginia, and Queen Tinubu was parading. Did the Tinubu ever?
No, Barrister Darlington, you cannot say that categorically, please. You're on public radio.
Oh my God! What is all this one now?
But beyond education.
So, Barrister Darlington, you're saying you saw it online, that these facts are online?
Not online. It was terribly canvassed and argued by the court, by the lawyers. You were here when the lawyer was running to US to go and defend him. All the effort that was made to suppress that information. The Supreme Court here did not deny those. They only said that it was brought late. They didn't say that it is a lie. They didn't. And Tinubu have not come up to today. The one that even embarrassed me most was the one from Government College in Lagos. A school that was never in existence. They gave you certificate. Precious. Please don't mention certificate here.
So going back to the protest, I beg, Comrade Ayoyinka. Apologies if I did ignite any, anger in you, Barrister Darlington. Going back to the protest, do you think that day one of the protest fulfilled its purpose?
Oh yes, definitely it did. Because,
how so?
Is it day one?
There are lots of bloodshed. About 6 people have died in Niger State.
Yes.
There was vandalization in Kano State. Borno State people died. As I speak to you, there is curfew in Borno and Kano State. Kaduna State is not any less violent. Sokoto State, the Sultan's, palace was attacked. In fact, even to the president, former president Muhammadu Buhari, they protested and got to his house. Come and tell us to the vex. So with all of these incidents and violence, would you say it was still successful?
First, what to note is that we still have a government and a security structure that have no idea on how to manage peaceful protests. We need to note that. And that is the failure of the fact that our police system is very terrible. They have other agencies that are supposed to work with them. Is very terrible. And the reason is very simple. The Nigerian police are not interested in a peaceful protest. The Nigerian police are interested in a protest ending. In fact, they don't want it to start. And when it starts, they want to end it as quick as possible. So whatever is going to happen to say, don't do protest, they will make it happen. They won't stand. And I can give you live examples.
Go ahead.
Personal examples. So that is why some of these things begin to happen in those places, But what the people came out to do, showing their grievances against this government in front of bad government, it was achieved based on the first day, because they didn't expect people to come out. They didn't want anybody to come out. They did all they could to prevent it. But people came out, and I'm going to give you an example of where I was, which is Lagos. And some of the other places that we connected with. We started the protest at the Keja under bridge. Some people also protested at Alausa. They barricaded Alausa. They didn't want more people to go and meet them at Alausa. There are videos of people engaging the CP at Alausa. We that were at the Keja, the Congress we had at the Keja in the morning decided that let's move from Keja to Ojota, because we have more people passing in Ojota. We get more views in Ojota. So we move, down to Ojota. In the process of moving, we had talks under bridge in the morning. They came there trying to intimidate. Of course, the people were ready for them. It did not work. More people, police stand aside and they were looking
at the talks.
Oh, definitely. I'm going
Are
to
you
give
saying that the
more
police
example. When the police can keep assuring you, protect you, but they're actually not really interested, because some of these protests, some of these police officers, they work with thugs. I'm sure you have seen.
No. Ayoyinka, you're on public radio.
I'm give you an example.
You are accusing. You are accusing the police. The police authority of aiding and abating thugs, and that's crime.
I'll give you an example. They are what we call aja.
That's criminality.
They are what we call aja. What is the police? Aja,
different from the aja in Lekki.
Oh, they are human beings that we call aja. You have seen them before. So you see them running after keke napep guys or bike guys or people, and they hold them. As they're holding them, you'll be wondering, this is the citizen now, this is the civilian. All of a sudden, you just see police van. They help with the police to catch people. They can go as much as Yalasolo there. I've seen one of them slapping a citizen on behalf of the police. So all these people work with police. And also, so they are not alien to them. So when we got to Ojota, they will also mobilize government and citizens or thugs waiting for us, trying to intimidate. But the crowd, definitely, they're not going to allow that to happen. So I'm not going to give you a final example now. The citizens were protesting and agitating. All of a sudden, some of the citizens decided that they want to move towards those people standing there. I said, no way. We are not protesting against these people. They have the right to stand on the road regardless of who they are. Even though they came to intimidate you. Don't go near them. Why those people were trying to struggle with us, the police were looking. Once problem starts in that place, you know what the police will do.
Of course.
Comrade Ayo, talking about the police now, there was a viral video online on Twitter, video of the Venezuelans protesting, and there was police was dispersed to try to, disperse the protesters. But somehow they were, I don't know how that happened, but they pulled their uniform and joined the protest in Venezuela. Just oppose the Venezuelan police with Nigerian police.
So basically,
do you think that could replicate somehow in Nigeria?
Based on what you just narrated, anyway.
We are not giving up. It will happen someday, where the police system will say we are supposed to be independent. The executive cannot be giving criminal orders or wrong orders for us to injure the people. If there's injustice and we can see it, because we are police that are supposed to follow the law, and you are saying an executive have broken the law, we are going to obey the law and make sure the people get justice for that thing.
Besides, in 1861, when your police was formed, it was never formed as a Nigerian.
Oh yes, that's another historical deficit.
It was never
to protect the elite.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what they
true.
call it.
Oh,
Nigerian
so it
police
follows that
force.
fashion.
Yes.
Nigerian police force, the colonial masters.
So there shouldn't be a force
they brought
there.
them here to extort tax from you.
Yes.
It was a force.
Like a task force.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well,
So that mentality is
It's
still with
there.
them up to tomorrow.
They're training
So
and
that's the
everything.
orientation
Up to
they have.
Exactly.
Yes, they're training and
So
everything.
The Nigeria is not for you.
But they know the right thing. It's not that they do not.
It's
But
not for
they are
you.
the
Like
force
you have
behind
them
them.
abroad.
Shouldn't this be part of the things that should be reprogrammed
Oh,
and
yes.
restructured in Nigeria right now?
As long as it benefits the government,
let me add to what he
they
said.
want to status quo to remain.
Yeah.
Because they are for them.
But many of them are also not buying it.
The way-
But especially the lower cadres.
He talked
They're
of
not-
Aja. These are guys who work for policemen. These same guys work for road safety.
Yes.
These same guys work for last man. I am a witness to it. I've suffered in their hands. If you're driving from First Rainbow to connect to Mile 2 under bridge to turn back, they will stand just after Second Rainbow, asking you not to follow the express, asking you to follow the
other way now.
yes.
So that you will enter their trap.
Now, when you follow there, you just find out that
Police is waiting.
police is waiting. Immediately you finish with the police, road safety is
So
waiting.
it's like a trap.
Oh,
It's
yes.
a trap. That is their job.
They work together.
They just stand on the road trying to direct you
It's very
on where they tell you
Wrong
that place-
direction.
Yes.
Wrong direction.
Where
So
they
the
will
moment
extort money from
you
you.
listen to them, you are seeing police, you are seeing road safety,
And they will
you are
settle
seeing
them.
last man.
And you must settle them.
So it's a total state of anarchy, total state of stupidity and uselessness.
That is it.
We need to have a police that is devoid of force.
So now,
A police that takes care of the masses,
Masses.
that believes in protecting lives and property.
Okay, so
now, are you
comrade,
not
okay.
surprised with this kind of mentality by those who supposed to secure you? Are you not surprised why Nigerians are behaving the way they are behaving? How can any reasonable person come out of this? People have now seen it as a way of life. If you are not criminally minded in Nigeria, forget it, because that is what the government wants you to do. Look at the force, a police that's supposed to be disciplined. Look at what they are doing. So how can any reasonable person come out of Nigeria to come and say, okay, I want to be a better person? They will even eliminate you before you start, because it is an anathema for you to be a good Nigerian now with the way things are. If you are not criminally minded, if you cannot grab it, snatch it and run with it, you will not survive in Nigeria.
So how did we get to this level?
It is because of a bad politics that APC brought.
So, Comrade Ayoyinka, what do you think the government should do now to quell this anger and to seize the fire, as it were?
Okay, so
from
what
Nigerians?
I will tell the government is very simple.
I speak to you as someone who perhaps has affiliation with the organization.
So you know, you need to be happy as a government that the response of people to the injustice you are mentioning on them is carrying placards.
Exactly.
You need to be grateful that they are still thinking that they can get a democracy out of this mess. And you need to quickly work on getting it right. Because the truth is that when push comes to shove and people are tired, many of them that will come out will not be ideologically minded than some of us. They will come out and do whatever they like. And nobody will be saved. Either me, you, or the elite. So the demands are there for Tinubu. He has an opportunity to do what is right. It is personally, I'm not expecting that he will do what is right because he does not have any foundation of doing what is right. But we are not going to cut his head completely, before he takes charge. He has, in quote, 4 years. 1 year has gone. We have had misery, hunger, poverty, pain, starvation, joblessness, and a lot of young people are just miserable. They rather be thugs and slaves for the government to survive instead of using their God-given brain to hustle. Tinubu should quickly get those demands. If he does those demands right, we will be getting to a point in this country. We're talking about the constitution and restructuring cut across every area, including the police. The reason why there's so much insecurity in this country and there's no proper economic balance across the regions, across the states, is because the country is not well structured, and that goes to the constitution. There should not be so much power in the federal. For what? Share this power. Let the local government, the wards, the state, everybody has power. What they are producing is working for them, and what they are producing is used to develop their state. Tinubu was talking about these things before he became governor and before he became senator, and when he was even after he became governor, he was talking about constitution, restructuring. Now as president, he has forgotten it. He's sitting with the cabal, doing private jets, buying SUVs, flying across the state. They are just enjoying themselves. Like the arrogancy and impunity is even too much. Look at Wike, look at all those governors. Look at someone like Asari Dokubo just coming out like a governor and talking anyhow. Nobody has arrested him. Nobody. It's because
Asari also complained about this present government barely a few months ago. He was complaining about this administrator, but suddenly somehow yesterday he was a different thing.
When you hear the likes of Asari Dokubo talking, they talk like typical Nigerians who have been in politics and they are broke. That is why you see the likes of Pius and waking up. A man that I have so much regard for.
Joined the APC.
He has now joined APC.
Shouldn't that be his? It's a matter of choice. It's political choice. His political ideologies changed.
What ideology?
It's all about selfishness and greed and nothing else.
And protection.
It's not about the people. It is not about the people. I have not seen any of these our rulers. I won't call them leaders. I have not seen any of these our rulers that has patriotism running through their veins. They should go and consult the late Jack in his grave.
Exactly.
They should go and consult him. That was a man that lived and showed what patriotism is all about.
Leadership, yes, leadership.
When we were talking about, price control, especially with accommodation, when Lagosians were crying that it was difficult to pay house rent, Jack woke up and started building
massive
But Prince Chilaka, we heard that Tinubu built Lagos.
Let me finish.
Everybody,
no. Don't go there.
That is the
That is what a lot of people say in Lagos. That he built Lagos. That he's a builder. He built Lagos.
The only thing Bola Tinubu did in Lagos was to seize power. He was in control. He decided who becomes a governor, who becomes a minister, who becomes a local government chairman. That is the Lagos he built. He built Lagos where Agbero had free day. And they are still having free day
are more important than
tomorrow.
you.
I'm telling you.
So Ayoyinka, you agree with that?
Yes. Agbero not more important in this country. At the MC Oluoma and the Segos and the rest, are they not more important than many of us?
I wonder.
They will see the governor anytime. They are way more important. Some of them have police escorts. You have gotten to that stage in this country that someone called the NLT chairman is having police escorts. The police are supposed to protect this city. Let me give you an example. This is a street of over 1,000 people, and police are supposed to be manning that street. The police are supposed to be manning maybe 10. 5 of them have gone to meet a VIP. Another 5 of them, you have put one person there. So they have put our life. We are literally at risk in this country. Kidnapping is going on in Lagos. Why? Because all the police are with VIPs. They had to withdraw many of them when this protest started.
Yes.
We are in soup in this country.
And then tomorrow they send them back.
Oh yes. Go and protect your VIPs.
After the protest is over.
The police
so what's going to happen to the VIPs they've been protecting this time now that we have protest?
All of them will go and hide.
They'll go and hide now. Have you not seen people have been flying out of the country, MM2 and the rest? Oh yes, now we have people working at the airport. They are giving us updates. The private jets, everything. People are just boarding off. Let me go and cool off abroad until things are normal and I have my bodyguard. So the police is now in shock.
So if the government doesn't somehow, let's say, nothing changes after 10 days, what is going to happen in Nigeria right now with this protest?
Well, the protest is planned. Their demands is 1 to 10, 1st to the 10th of August. Giving the government enough time to work on those things if they are serious. And when the government decide not to listen, their Congress today we had the Congress at the protest ground. The people will determine the way forward. Left to me, I say we continue to be on the street, but we discuss with the people. There are different ways of engaging the government. There are different ways. Before this massive national protest,
so you're saying the people are not going to be tired. They are not going to relent.
They should not be tired.
A hungry man is an angry man. A hungry man never gets tired. All that the hungry man thinks about is how to be fed.
Yeah. A woman came there today, very satisfied. I don't know if you saw the video. She came with her pot. If you see her, probably some of us are still managing to eat once or twice in a day. We are still fixing ourselves because of probably we are managing. But you can see poverty. You can see. She came. Her husband did not want her to protest. He was there. You also see him. You can see that hunger. They are not asking to be dangote. They just want to feed. They can't feed. She brought her pot. The man said, don't protect. He was pushing her out. Another man came today in Lagos. He naked himself.
Barrister Darlington, how did Nigeria get to this point where people are unable to feed? A lot of people are unable to get a square meal.
Yes.
No, Nigeria got to this point. Nigeria got to this point the very day we allowed Yahoo boys, Yahoo men to seize power.
I'm telling you.
That's a direct accusation.
If they were allowed Yahoo men with questionable character
that are laundering money out of the country every day,
that are doing drugs.
Are you pointing at what Interpol said about the amount of money that leaves the country every day?
How many $1 billion are
anything you had mentioned that before?
Good.
Every day.
And you know my worry here. Tinubu just told you that you did not vote for him, that he bought his presidency with his own money, that he financed himself.
So that amount of dollars even being laundered every day out of Nigeria, does it not affect the strength of the naira that keeps depreciating every day?
No, not only the strength of the naira.
So it's becoming like dollar is our legal tender in Nigeria. We have our own currency. Nobody is talking about it.
It is not only affecting the strength of your naira, it is affecting the strength of your treasury. There is no money there now. That is why they are taxing you. They want to tax the hell out of Nigeria because they have stolen all the money away. You now ask yourself, when will the taxation stop? Because you are borrowing money from IMF and World Bank. You are taxing Nigeria.
2 days ago, $500 million.
Yes, so
a new loan.
At the end of the day, where 24 trillion has been borrowed under 1 year, where is the evidence all over the Nigeria? Where is the evidence?
Where is the evidence of the money?
Where is the evidence?
And when is the borrowing going to stop?
So
we are Nigeria is going to keep borrowing to maintain.
You know what I'm happy now? Prince Laka, listen. I am so happy now that this thing has happened because all the people who packaged Tinubu for us, from last year when we were talking here, leave Tinubu. He knows everything about politics. He started preparing for 30 years. In fact, he created the politics. He knows everything about politics. He is the only man in Africa. He knows what to do. Let him go there. He's not Buhari. He will do better. This and that. Under 1 year, look at what I was expecting them to come and
but Barry said anything you should you do know that what the president met is a systemic issue. The system precedes him. It's a system that's been in place before he came in. Should he have performed miracles? No, the system even precedes his party. It's been there before the PDP. During the PDP.
All APC told us they were coming for change.
8 years, no change.
They don't look at all the things they told Nigerians for God's sake, precious.
And over 1 year, you know that
I'm not giving excuses. I'm just stating
look at what they promised Nigeria to vote them.
In 2015, one of the promises was that they were going to turn a naira to a dollar.
And corruption that is going to go. Do you know the level of corruption now? Let me even tell you what is even funny. I was passing somewhere yesterday. Somebody was praising Buhari. I almost fainted. But do you know why that person is praising Buhari? Because when Buhari was there, he remembered that he bought fuel for 146. He remembered that. Now you are buying it for 1,300. So when Tinubu did what Buhari did not do in 8 years, he did it under 1 year.
Under 1 year, and he was so proud. He said he had a lion heart.
He did it under 1 year. Not just crude oil, also our diesel, also the food. We are buying bread for 150. The bread that we used to buy for 400 naira under Buhari and 450 is now 15.
That we used to buy for 150 under Jonathan.
But there's a question we're not asking ourselves.
What was that question?
When on the 29th of May 2023, the president gave an infamous speech, subsidy is gone. And thereafter he said the money that was to be saved from that subsidy. Where is this savings?
Well, we heard that the state governors, Thomason told you here that the governors got 500 billion naira each to cushion the effect of subsidy. What did they do with it?
The government finding it difficult to tell us that within May 2023, May 29, 2023 to now, this is the total amount we have saved from subsidy. This is how it has been spent. What is wrong with being accountable? What?
So speaking about subsidy, you do know that, during Jonathan's administration, Buhari's administration too, we get like a yearly account of how our budget has been spent.
Sovereign wealth.
Do you understand? But we realized that for the last year, maybe because we had to still call back the budgets. We're still using our 2023
budget.
The last update we had was first quarter of 2023.
So much of trial and error in this.
Where is the money?
All right, Lagos phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions. Nigerians want to eat me up. So my phone lines have been buzzing. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. This is us taking a look at what has transpired today, day one of the protest. You can call the WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Are you there? Another thing is network. So some people scooped that the NCC's that the telecommunications companies are saying that the NCC and perhaps other powers that are trying to
they are alleged.
It's alleged. It's alleged. So let's quickly take this call. I'll come back to that. Hello, good evening. You're welcome.
Good evening, Precious. My name is Marshall. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Marshall, you're welcome. Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm just going to say is I have an issue with the people protesting in the north. Burning stuffs, looting stuffs, and all of that. Because initially the governments were like, things was going to be hijacked. So you are giving them something to use against you. You just have one job: come out and protest peacefully. Do you understand? Now, what I'm going to say to the government is the protests have not even started. People are angry. Once somebody is hungry, they are automatically angry. And just like one caller said today, she said the only language that this government will listen to is sign language, because they have refused to listen to our voice, which means we are coming out to demonstrate since they have refused to listen. You are telling us to give you time, but you have time to buy private jets. You have time to renovate with a lot of money. You have time to fly around the world, but you don't have time to change the government, to change the system. People are sleeping empty hunger, and you're telling them to give you time. It's annoying, and I think that these governments are beginning to take us for a ride, and they think we are foolish. It does not make any sense. Just give us food to eat. That's just the only thing we are asking for. Things are hard. I don't know why.
Thank you.
Nigerians are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, welcome. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Kester.
Kester, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jigawa.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. And for instance, if you want to borrow money from somebody, and the person you want to borrow money from will ask you, what do you want to use the money for? Maybe the money is a huge amount of money. Is that not so? Because if Nigeria should go to IMF to borrow money, would they not ask them what they want to use the money for?
But they've been telling us now, like the $500 million we want to borrow tomorrow. They say it's to use to clean our dams and to do water water security.
We can't clean dams.
To take care of our dam.
And they give you the money, and you come home and you do not do all those things.
The problem you have is that you know too much.
And they did not do all those things.
Go ahead,
please.
Will you
blame IMF?
Okay, all right. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening to you.
Will you blame them?
Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. What's your name, sir?
This is Kerry from Switzerland.
Kerry, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everybody in the studio.
Well done.
Mr. Reality, well done, sir. Yeah. Mother Precious, the other day I spoke to you, I asked you a question. I said, if I'm owing you money and you come for your money and you keep telling me, I need my money, I'll be telling you stories. The next minute you see me squandering money on the other side, whereby you're sitting down there, how will you feel? This government cannot be telling us. This government cannot be telling us that we should relax, we should do this, we should be expect. They are not doing anything. The fact that Tinubu came into this government and we see things going wrong is already a shame on his behalf that he cannot do anything. Look at the issue about terrorism. They are even accusing one of his own ministers.
Yes, exactly. The one that Matawale was accused by Bello Turju, the same guy who was banned during his administration.
That's how confident the terrorists do.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And the federal government kept quiet.
It's so sad.
And it's even in Nigeria. No, it's in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's like we are living in a country and some cultists are rolling up. Because this thing, I look at it, I caught the policeman cannot even act well as a police because he has somebody to defend. The road safety man cannot even act like a road safety do his job. The judiciary cannot even act like a good judiciary because they have somebody to protect. What are we doing to ourselves? It's only this one country we have. What are the people looking for? Nigerians just need food. It has not been bad like this before now. Come on. These people doesn't have hearts. They should go and think again. Then by tomorrow now, they will all come out, be sharing stupid money as if that is what is going to help us. Then you want to come back again to come and rule because.
All right.
Precious, do you know what is paining me? This Toju Bello is a Nigerian. No? He's from Niger. The government of Niger have even threatened that, look, it is Nigerian government that is shading you. If we want you, we can get you.
All right. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah,
welcome.
Good evening, my
thank you.
I greet the full house.
We greet you. The full house greets you too.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, I so much love you. Anytime you are coming to the radio, you give me, anytime I listen to your voice, I feel relaxed like you have spoken my mind.
Thank you.
See, we are going to take back Nigeria from those vampires. See, they have killed us enough. Enough is enough.
It's terrible.
I just want to sympathize for those who lost their lives about this protest. This is something that they could have avoided ever since. They keep undermining that they don't care. They don't even care about us. They even prefer the so-called the animal they have in their home, the area, but they don't even care about us. He promised how long we will continue to live under slavery where we are not. This is, I don't know, see, I can tell you today, this morning, how many days now, I find it difficult to feed. I asked my wife to go to our sister place. At least maybe she can be able to manage with them there. Tell me now, what are they expecting something from me to do? Enough is enough. We cannot take it anymore. Life upon life. Look at all the trillions, billions, where people are suffering. They are saying they want to do a road from Lagos to which destination is not known. Destroying people's property because of I don't know what they call it.
I have not finished about
that. The man came with his own propaganda, looting money, buying food. Please, I don't want. I'm having a headache. You should take care.
Well, sorry. Thank you. Thank you for your
when this Calabar Lagos Super Express route, I criticized it here vehemently. I said there is no need. What are you talking about? Do you know how much you are going to spend there? Meanwhile, Nigerians are hungry.
Whereas the existing roads are bad. They are not ready to even do it.
Look at is there any road in Lagos?
The road, Lagos.
And people who came here to support it, that the road will do it. You will create that.
Let's go back to our
not seeing anybody.
Good job. This is a part of the
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, you're welcome.
Yeah. Mr. Adalente, good evening, sir.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel.
You're welcome.
Calling from Oshodi.
Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
What I want to talk for this protest is say, I don't tire to stay for house. Only today when I stay for house, I don't see food to shop.
For the process.
My work, where they work with, where they want me, my company, they want me 2 months salary. They don't pay me. And now we don't go strike again. We know I don't go what I want to for this country again. I beg when I put my for this matter. I beg. Pikin don't too much to my head now. My wife they complain. Pikin dey for ground. What you want to do for this country, God? I beg go. Because if this thing pass, be careful now. Everybody go enter street back. With the food and make it just stop for our head. I beg.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. No vex. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome.
This is Comrade Collins from Alimosho.
You're welcome, Comrade. Go ahead.
Precious, I really like what VOP is doing. You are informing us, educating us, and enlightening us.
Thank you.
But Precious, one thing I want to say is that history is going to repeat itself in 2027 election. The reason is that 2011, President Jonathan was elected. In second year, 2012, there was a protest against him. And 2015, he was being voted out. Now, 2023, President Tinubu was elected. The second year, which is this year, there's a protest currently going on against him. 2 down, 1 to go. 2027, we are voting him out. And let me say one thing.
As much as you're entitled to your opinion, but this is not about votes, please. We're talking about the protest and the reason for the protest.
One thing, there is one more protest in 2026. I am going to raise that protest in 2026. A electoral reform. I will raise that protest to all social media. I stand by it.
And you think that 2026 won't be too late to have a protest for electoral reform?
If there is no electoral reform, there will be no election. That one will go rampage.
All right, thank you so much. And the local government guys will be the ones to vote this time, to handle the vote. Oh, so you think that local government, LG that they're trying to implement is actually a way to foster, to make election working?
Anatomy is just based on budget. They have not gone to the electoral process. So INEC is crying that they can undo LG election, that they should, because
but I'm looking at passing the yes.
Why INEC is terrible, I can tell you with the fact that the local government electorate officers are worse.
So what is this? So what will the states? So what will the states now be? The state electoral commissions, what would they now be?
Those ones, they should be dissolved.
Then which one do we not trust? Well, someone is on the line.
Let's go to INEC.
Let's go to INEC. We'll deal with INEC.
You think it's easier to?
Yes.
We prefer INEC.
Okay. All right. I don't want to say anything. I want to say that. Are you saying that this could be that the case of the devil that I know is better than the angel I don't know?
Because they are better. It's because we must have an electoral system. We are going to get INEC better. But you see those who say,
all right. Hello. Good evening.
Reverse all of them. All across the country.
Yes.
Precious, good evening.
Sir, welcome. Please go ahead. Go ahead. When you call us, just hit it on the nail. Hit the ground running once you call, please.
How can he do that when the president?
Precious, let me greet people now. Have I seen you wearing white before? I are wearing white on the day that they are protesting, the first day of August. I don't want me to greet you.
Peace, my brother. Ireo, Chebi, that's Ireo. Okay, go ahead.
I don't want me to greet our.
You have taken 40 seconds of your time.
I'm using my time, Precious. Let me use my time.
It's Joval.
This is Joval, Barrister Darlington.
My
Precious
brother.
want to be intimidating me. Want to be gagging me.
1 minute's gone.
She went to protest today. She went to protest today.
It's
still hot.
Prince Chiraka, I greet you, sir.
Welcome.
And I greet our friend. What's his name again?
Ayo.
The handsome man there. Ayo. A very handsome man that is speaking very well.
I am going to cut you off at exactly 2 minutes, and you know that because you use 1 minute 15 seconds.
Allow this man to flex.
Cut me, Precious. Cut me. Barrister Darlington, on Tuesday, you were not here.
Yes.
The bamboozle.
So now only to gossip you come here can't do now.
Only when I did here,
Precious was able to do her work very well.
But today now reverse that.
I don't want to waste time. Today you want to bamboozle me. Don't worry. But Darlington, like you have been saying, it's very simple. So far, never do us. He never do us. When he do us, some will go buy one corn 1,000, one tuber of and 20,000. We'll get sense at last. You see those police people who are brutalizing people who are protesting for good governance. They too, they are feeling it. They are feeling it, but they don't.
When they go home, I wonder what they tell their wives.
Uniform.
You see the police barracks that they are.
I'm telling you. Even
so you see, I didn't even have to. I didn't have to do it for him. I was going to say that the network did it for us. So promise you have lots of WhatsApp messages there and YouTube messages. You know that small time now the YouTube people will not swear for us and they will not let our network go through again. So where do we? Oh my goodness.
So do we start from WhatsApp?
So you do WhatsApp and do YouTube.
Okay.
Just let's go ahead.
Very quickly. Do I go?
Yeah, just go. Hit the ground running.
Okay. Like I'm not gonna say what President said. Okay, this says my name is Ago Kingsley from Command Ikpaja. Good evening, you all in the studio. We must achieve our mandate of this our protest. Our Nigerian president is in Benin Republic. Why we are protesting here in Nigeria?
Who told
God
you
bless
that?
Nigeria. I don't know where he got that from, but this says Anti-Precious. This evening's episode where James with 4 of you firing from all cylinders. I am enjoying the rich discussion. Simisola from Isola said this. I'm Prince from Ilasa. Precious, please tell your guests that Igbo people are not hungry. If they like, let them beg of, let's say, bag of rice hit 200,000 naira, Igbo man go buy
My
am.
dear, let's not deceive ourselves.
No. There are a
Igbo
lot
people
of
are
people that are hungry.
Igbo people are hungry. Don't deceive yourself. I don't agree with that.
Hunger is just different at different rates.
All right, Blessing Another says just day one. Lizzie Akpan says not just a scam, but a scam that he is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Right? There are people who cannot eat in Igbo land. That's the fact. Yes, this economic hardship cuts across every tribe.
All right, so moving on, Ngozika says, I love you guys so much. I can't live without VOP. Hey!
And I'm going back to WhatsApp.
Where the air that you breathe.
Yeah.
Yinka, did you hear that?
I heard that.
You heard that well? Are you sure?
I want to do shake. You are giving people hope, faith. You are getting them stronger.
All right. Okay, go ahead. Before you do that, let me take Henry Echuk, who says, how can you ask the president to do a forensic audit when he is involved in the subsidy issue? How can he be involved in the subsidy issue?
Yes, that's not to solve the problem.
No, apart from
He is the minister of
Yes, that's not to solve the
Tinubu was
problem.
also in the oil business. You can see some of his cousins and all that are also there. Go and check it.
That the Tinubu name may be involved in oil business does not mean that the president himself
his family
is.
members.
Is
he not the owner of Owando?
Who is connected with Owando? Who?
Okay.
As I'm talking to you now, go to Seme border. You will see some tank written in that name that is carrying fuel across that border. Yes, now. What are you telling me?
Okay, so go on. Promise.
Who bought all the NNPC mega station?
Can we go back?
NNPC? Is there something we don't know?
I said that is why I am telling. Let him do it first.
If we start discussing the oil, how they have corrupt the subsidy, and how they did it over the
There
years.
is also this story last week about the Malta refinery and all of that.
Cannot take us.
But they debunked it somehow, and it's not Siva. People are still.
Why can't they challenge
debunking of Malta is telling Nigerians we are giving crude to Dangote. That is the way of
but Prince Chilaka,
they are placating Dangote. They want him to shut up.
Is it not shameful? I don't know. It's saddening. It's not even shameful that a major oil producing country in Africa,
the 10th in the
does
world,
not
by
have
the way, just
a single functioning oil refinery.
Number 6.
Algeria has overtaken you in Africa now. Calm down.
And we have other countries that do not have oil, and we ship our oil to them, and we buy back from them.
Wait, you see, this is.
I don't know if this happens.
You can mention Singapore. That's the country
in the world. I don't know if
Singapore is
in any country in the
Nigerians are
world.
not asking. I like to ask questions, and I like to say things the way they are. When you take a cup of crude oil, you just don't get diesel and petroleum.
Yes.
You
have your byproducts.
You have a lot of byproducts.
Yes.
How come they only get one? Only get two. Diesel and fuel.
We don't talk about the rest.
Okay, going back to those messages. Jeff says Netherlands went to the houses and offices of their politicians. And the last miracle UB says your picture at the background. Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, Livinus from Ejigbo says, I'm not surprised. A government that promised nothing is bound to give nothing. A president in a crisis situation cannot even address the nation. It is sad. Restricting protesting to designated locations is not to make it easy to take them out when they go. You think they want to take them out? Okay. It is also for some people to be excluded from the protest, as a means of transport will not be there to convey people, and even while available, the people will not even want to travel a long distance in buses to avoid being labeled hoodlums by police. We'll have gangsters, and I'm not going to say what you said, but it's sad there.
Okay.
And this says, Precious and everyone in the studio, please, can't Nigeria protest in peace without calling out the Igbos? Will Igbo keep folding their hands and watching? This is not about tribal. We're not playing that tribal card right now. We're one Nigeria. Previous, she said, good evening, Precious. The money paid to avert the protest has amounted to total waste because the protest was a huge success.
Exactly.
Kudos to Nigerian masses. The enemies of Nigeria have been put to shame. What you said. Please tell them that the next one will be announced, will be unannounced, and will be devastating if they fail to fix the country. Harry Ogada from Pangrove. And he also went on to say, you can see the devastating effect of the lies of APC, what they've been telling us. Let me advise Mr. President to take his style of governance of pleasing the politicians rather than Nigerians. He should focus on the masses and sack all the elements that are not good in his government, as well as mediocres, and bring technocrats. Now, Okay, but Barrister Darlington, the president told us before he appointed his cabinet members, his ministers, he promised Nigeria that he was going to get technocrats for us.
Yes, you
that
have
was
one.
what he promised.
You have one of them. You have one of them. You're minister for power.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So moving on to more messages. Blessing Anaba
very
says.
creative
But
idea
he didn't study engineering or anything
No,
that has to do with
no,
it. I think
no,
he's an accountant or a business or an administrative
He has
man.
created bandwagon
He's
and
learning on the job.
backwardness.
He's learning engineering on the job. You mean
Can we take our messages? Can we take our messages?
The son of peculiarness.
All right.
He's learning on the job.
Blessing Anaba says, I'm very angry right now. I'm so sorry. Please don't be. Osaze Ivan says, good evening. And to you all, it's time for the government to call for dialogue before the protest escalates to riots. Do you agree?
What are
they going to dialogue?
So what I would say, demands. We want to work on the demands. We are not having any special dialogue. We can meet with you publicly. We are not having any special meeting room. We are not.
So I noticed that meeting with IGP and your representative didn't really even go well, because it looks like it ended in stallmates.
We're not there because their normal meeting, they feel that they have meeting, and no. We wrote a letter to you through the lawyers and you responded. Fine, no problem. Let's
meet our lawyers.
Meet on our lawyers.
Besides,
we sent some few people just to listen. We didn't agree on some things. We are not there for you to kangaroo things and cajole things. We are there on the demand. You should work on the demand. If you want to tell us how you are doing it, give us update. Let's have a public section. We all listen. Nigerians should listen.
So how much I think one of the demands is bringing back the subsidy.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Do you think
how much do you people, or how much do you think a price of petrol should be pegged in Nigeria?
So 100 naira.
Because do you know what I asked? Someone in the WhatsApp, one of our WhatsApp messages said Tinubu should return fuel subsidy to 100 naira and reduce all taxes in Nigeria and custom duties.
Please, let me ask you, Precious.
I have somebody on the line. The person is waiting.
When remove this fuel subsidy in May 2023?
Yes, sir.
NSC wanted to protest and he called them for a meeting.
Yes, sir.
And there was a 16-point agenda, which Tinubu
something like
gave
that.
them 16. Please, somebody call and tell me, has Tinubu fulfilled one of them?
All right, somebody is on the line. Let's hear maybe if he has an answer.
And you want another meeting?
Hello, good evening.
So that you will not make another promise.
Good evening.
Hey,
London.
Barrister Darlington's son.
Oh, thanks for doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Remy.
London. How are you?
Baba, if you forge certificate to get job, you know go forge your achievement out of that job.
At all.
All our people who went out to protest today, you are a legend. You are heroes. In spite of the intimidation, harassment, you went there. What we need to do at this point, people are speaking. Of course, I understand some people say, oh, wait till 2027. Guy, if you know the value of time.
You may not be alive till then.
If you know the value of time, we understand that time is essential in nation building.
Exactly.
This is what they told us in 2015. They said, wait, give him some time. Guy,
yes, exactly.
Guy, in 8 years of Buhari, I did 3 degrees. Okay, for you to know how significant time is. But this time around, it's biting everybody. Everybody is feeling it. And those of you who think you don't want to add your voice to this call, I think you got to rethink and reflect. And evidence shows now that Nigerians are not violent people. Each time they reference NSAS, Nigerians were never the cause of the chaos that emerged during NSAS.
But today's protest turned violent.
So I will explain that.
Okay, go ahead.
Lastly, in time of crisis, leaders go out. Leaders don't stay indoor. Where is the leader of your nation? I mean, you guys, you ask him questions, come out. If he talks to people, communication is powerful. Hungry people can never stop expressing their anger. You know, in Zimbabwe, there was a time where there was drought, right? Animals left the forest. They came to eat human beings in the villages. It happens. Check it out.
Exactly. No, it's a fact. It's a fact. Yes, it happened because of drought.
All right, thank you so much, Remy. I appreciate you. So, Ayoyinka, I said we're going to respond to that because it's important that we do that. But after that, Barrister Darlington and Prince Francis Chilak, I'd like us to chronicle what's going on now. I wanted to say in Africa, but I noticed that it's gradually moving across the world because we have a Venezuelan and a Bangladesh situation. But remember that before that, we had a Kenyan, and then we have Uganda, and Ghana just a few days ago, and then now in
we
Nigeria.
have a Zimbabwe. There's also one in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe,
there was a protest in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe going on now. So let's have you react to.
I foretold it here. I told you. Remember when the wind of change started in Africa, when the colonial masters felt that nobody can challenge it.
Yeah.
Some people say no. The wind of change between 1960 and 1965. Go and check.
And 57 even started with Ghana.
Most African nations got independent because there was a wind of change.
All right. So Ayoyinka, could you kindly explain about the violence situation
for a protest to be peaceful? It's the hands of everybody: the organizers, the citizens, the police, and the government. The government and the police started the violence.
How? That's an accusation.
Oh, yeah, I will explain.
Okay.
How do you make a protest violence? When people want to start a protest and they are giving you demands and they are telling they are coming out peacefully, and you are by yourself inciting violence, threatening people, then they cannot come out.
Because they said it will be hijacked. That is on a good information that it will be hijacked.
How? You know,
they even talked about terrorist attack, and then it happened yesterday. They deactivated an IED.
It was orchestrated. Leave that thing. We are not kids now.
You don't believe that?
I told you.
Former Governor Fashola saw camera after the election.
You push it. It wasn't like Aristotle.
Look at the
you guys are not believers.
Look at the place where the IED was found. A very remote environment. Custom and near Kitoyi Street.
Yes.
A very remote. What are you going to do?
Then I said details later. So basically, they started that failure because they don't want the protest to happen. Instead of focusing on the demands, they did a lot of. That's one. You are getting the people more inciting by being arrogant about this. Two, the thugs. I can tell you one that has not been shared. Someone was beaten at Ikeja. He just came, they dragged him, a doctor. They dragged him down from the car. They beat him. And they said this is an example of what will happen tomorrow if you people come out. Although he fought back and all that, but it happened. We didn't say it, because we don't want to.
Today, this happened today.
Oh no!
Yesterday.
The eve of the protest. Because we don't want to scare people. So you have started with that. That's one. Police also went around going around like we are going into war. It's sad. When people call for protest, what you do as a responsible government, say, you want to protest will be peaceful. You make sure you warn anybody that is inciting violence, that's at the Kubo and all the talks, showing responsibility. Then when the people come out finally of the day, you take charge of the location, make sure things are peaceful. But no, they fold their hands, insisted violence, and want it to happen. Now, this is what happened in the north, and I'm going to say it. Yes, the northerners might be a bit more agitated in terms of when they are radical, but I can tell you the majority of those things that happen, some of them were orchestrated by those people that want to protest. And I'll give you an example. The PRO of Kano went to look for a picture of 2011 of people that they caught looting some things, and he posted it. Do you know what the election already did? He looked for that picture and he tagged it together. A total disgrace. The PRO of police in Kano. I'm not talking about one small police that is not a constable. The PRO. Why? Because they want to.
That is the image maker of the police.
They want to say this and this is what happened. We put it to the police. This is what protest does. If truly woodlands people go and attack, protest expose these people. Please catch these people. You are there to protest. Are we going to say because violence happened in the election, we're not going to do election?
We do elections.
We do elections. We don't care. In fact, there was an election. Someone was interviewing Buhari and said, there's so much Boko Haram in the country. Election would. He looked at him like this. There's a video. Look at what's wrong with this one. What's Boko Haram? Who would do election of 2019? So we are saying no because something happened in the north which we are not even clear of yet of how it happened and all. We now assume that he brought it to riot. No, the police should get to work. If protest is going to expose evil people that want to loot, arrest those people, clear the society of criminals. But I can tell you, people loot and riot regardless whether there's protest or not. When people are hungry and tired, they loot and riot. Economic situation is why people are hungry. If people are okay, you not have people to even pay to come and say no to protest. It's because of they are hungry, they are coming.
So you think they think those paying them are taking advantage of
Will you come have your home, have your money, be comfortable, and someone come and tell you to come and do no to protest? You look at it, what's wrong with your man, your son?
It's alleged 5,000.
I was watching some people on TV this morning on Arise, saying no to protests, and you look at their face, you see that they are ashamed of what
they are doing.
Yes.
Including the one on AIT that slapped that mistakenly
choice.
that mistakenly said you.
Some of them were even threatening to do it. Some of them were tricked to do it. They brought from people from the villages in Abuja and tell them they are from Edo State. They are from Jigawa.
And they refuse to give them money.
And so that some Edo look at it, say this one from my own Edo, because you can see clearly. You look at me and say I'm from Edo. How? You know, because clearly you know a Yoruba man or an Hausa man when you see them. There are some people that look so much like their tribe. You know, so when the government have done all those things and some things are happening in the north, it shows clearly that they are intentional about those things happening. We protested in Lagos and we make sure they were peace. There was peace.
Thank you.
Is
it because of the political tussle there? Barrister, someone is on the line.
Before now, there is problem in Kano. And the federal government that created that problem.
Federal government.
Yes.
Hello, good evening. Someone is on the line, Barrister Darlington.
And there was no coffin after anyway.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is Mazik from Germany.
Mazik,
good evening,
welcome. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Look, there is hunger everywhere, but you can't compare that hunger with that Nigeria or sub-Sahara Africa. Let me tell you, in Europe here, you have 10 poorest countries in Europe who are poor, but their citizens are not going, empty hunger. They are not, according to all of your soundbite, they are not starving. They are not
I will explain that to you.
They are eating. We have them here. Romania, Serbia, Ukraine. They are poor, but their children are well fed. The adults are well fed. Maybe they don't have such. They are not such rich like Swiss or Germany or Holland, but they are living very well, and they are considered very, very poor. In Europe standard. So what is happening in Nigeria is starvation. It's starvation. Nobody should call it hunger. It's starvation. And Mazi, you said that Igbos are hungry. There's poverty everywhere. I know what we are suffering, how much we are sending home. Because if Igbos are okay, they are very lucky because they have a lot of people in diaspora who support their family. Without these people in diaspora, many of them will go hungry, we will starve. So don't comment. Don't say people are very, very, very poor.
Thank you.
No, please. Lastly, Venezuela. Excuse me, Venezuela. Don't talk about Venezuela because if Nigeria is under sanctions since 30 years, that Venezuela has been under American sanctions, under European sanctions, Nigeria would have been collapsed.
I'm telling you.
When you guys talk about Venezuela, please research Venezuela, Cuba.
Yes.
They have been under
American sanctions. Yes.
And Iran.
Exactly.
And Iran. These three countries have been under American sanctions since 30, 40 years.
Yes.
So what is happening in Venezuela is because of American sanctions. Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
evening to you.
Very, very correct.
Good evening.
Very, very
no,
correct.
you will not come here. You're not ready to talk now. Turn off the volume of your radio set. Oh no, please, I can't do that. Let's quickly run through some more messages very quickly. Okay. So I'll pick randomly, and then please, if your message is lengthy, apologies, we will not be able to read all of it because we don't have that time. Okay, so this here says curfew or not curfew. This protest is already on until it achieves its purposes. No retreat, no surrender. And earlier, this government stepped up to its responsibility and reversed the majority of these bad policies they imposed on people. Better for them, because the more it proceeds, the more people get aware and understand it will continue to gather momentum. And what did they call it again? And sponsorship. Chika Bende.
Okay, and this says, good evening, VOP people. The Tinubu that I know since 1999 will not answer Nigerians. I can bet with anything that's you can bet with anything, and that's why he deploys security agencies everywhere, claiming they are protecting people. It's Tinubu's strategy to frustrate the protesters, and that's what they will keep doing until people will be tired of coming out and he will say nothing. Ayo, you think this is going to happen? People are going to get tired of protesting and just go back.
It's just 10 days protest now. So after 10 days, you guys will go. So after 10 days and the government doesn't answer you, what happens then?
They said they are going to strategize.
After all, some people have done it for over a year.
Oh, yes.
Some people have done it for over a year.
The protest 80 days, 90 days.
In Germany, UK,
France. These people are not hungry.
So
but they are saying when do you know what happened in the House of Rep? The people said nay to a policy, And
say it ways and means. Say it ways and means.
Yeah, and he said, and he said.
Yeah, the eyes has it.
Okay, this is where I'm going to come in. And honestly, I think.
But they didn't do anything after then, though.
They walked out.
Promise, I think it is time we, the electorates, begin to hold those people we call honorables
accountable.
For me, they're not honorable.
Because that's painful. Like what happened yesterday in the house is painful.
We must have a system that tells us who is voting for what and who is voting against what.
And a lot of Nigerians don't even know that.
With their names.
They can call back their electorate. They do not know that they can call back the people they elected.
No, they know, but the procedure is terrible.
It's terrible. Very terrible.
It is not. It's not achievable.
It's too terrible.
It's terrible.
It is not.
But if people begin to speak out, do you understand? Somehow these people would sit up in a way and they'll know that people are going to revolt. People are going to act.
No, but you know the advantage with Kenya is the fact that people knew who voted for and who voted against. We need to begin to know who votes for what and who votes against what.
At every sitting.
We need to know.
In fact, one man from Georgia, he gave us a template on how they vote that you don't even need to talk, that your constituency will just point to the computer and they will see how you voted.
Simple.
You don't need all this nay and yeah. You say it doesn't happen there.
And it's not like Nigeria cannot afford the technology to make this happen. In fact, they further even shrunk the number of media houses that should cover proceedings in the National Assembly. So let's quickly go back to the messages. I do YouTube. Oh, jeez. The YouTube
so can I
messages
do WhatsApp?
Do WhatsApp.
While you're
Let me
getting
do
YouTube. Okay. Good evening, House, and the entire House. I think the biggest challenge Nigeria is facing today is having money bags in position of authority due to weak system and weak electoral laws that made it possible for wrong people to have their ways in position of authority. So until Nigeria electoral law made law and transmission of result to the IREF made compulsory, we will continue to have grab, snatch and runaway rulers and rubber stamp National Assembly. Nigerians, wake up and take back your country. This is according to TC Ojo.
All right, so Celeste Celebrate says a very good evening to you guys. Keep up the good work. This government must do the right thing. That will be the greatest achievement Nigerians made. I had to edit that message. Adon Solo Anayo says Mazin Nnamdi Kano told you and all of you refused to give ear. Thank God Nigeria have happened to some people now. Fidelis Enwe Mecca says, when I welcome pray, thank you for putting together this wonderful team. Examine the ongoing hunger protest. To examine the ongoing hunger protest in Nigeria. Great analysis. I'm learning from you and enjoying the program. Thank you so much.
All right, Kunle from Lagos says, good evening. What happened today in Kano State was caused by the federal government. Because there was an issue on ground as regards the Emirate issue, which led to what happened. And the people are angry with the federal government. Okay, and this says, good evening, VOP crew. 2026, we are protesting for electoral reforms because good election will give good administration and good governance, but fraudulent election will give fraudulent administration and bad governance, and that is what we are experiencing today. So we need electoral reform. Comrade Collins from Alimosho said this.
All right, so Ike Chuku Onwu says it's easy to cheat in an examination and make first class, but to defend the first class is not an easy thing. Legit Hustle says reduce taxes. We also know we have what he said. We also know. Reduce taxes. We also know we have allocation to local government, and this is the time to remove Agbere from local government. Vanity Van, that question you asked there. Come, let me go collect the bride prize. My papa don't die.
Okay,
our papa don't die. Come and bring the bride prize.
Now we go back to WhatsApp.
Go ahead.
Prince from Ilasa said, "Precious."
Now promise the one.
Darlington, we're taking WhatsApp. How can you push me and you are showing me where to fall down? That's what APC government are doing. TB Joshua talked about this protest in Nigeria, but Tinubu government, and he will still, he said he's going to lead to revolution. That's what's happening now in Nigeria. Oh, well, and that's your opinion. Nigerians should be protesting while Akpabio and co should be eating. Also, according to Tinubu, no statistics will go chop. Statistics will go chop. And all this should be an eye-opener. 2027 is coming. Election has consequences. Nigerians,
but Nigerians forget very easily. Now let's look at that. Nigerians forget very easily, and they're one of the most one of the easiest people to rule. Let's quickly take this call, one or two, and then we get back and get your parting shots. Hello, good evening to you and welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, whoa. Okay.
Pressure, do you remember that the governor of Kano State said that?
Someone is on the line, Barrister.
Good evening.
Thank you. It's Ola from Sulere.
Ola, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
So, yeah, number one, I will thank the government of Lagos State because they are proactive.
Thank you.
They don't allow them to be beaten twice. They put the security in place, and I will thank the police for doing the good job.
Thank you.
For them to maintain peace in Lagos.
Thank you.
The people that are telling us to go to the street, they don't love people.
Okay, sir.
In Kano, in Kaduna, people that love their lives, that lost their life, what is their gain? What's their gain? They will come to radio, gaslight people, to push them to the street. At the long run.
No, I will not let you. I will not let you. So, I have given you ear to talk here, but I will not let you to say that people are being gaslighted on radio. That's the part. No, people are not gaslighted on radio. Oga, is there hungry in the land or not? I will not let you shut me out, though. Don't bring this element from me. Is there hunger in the land or not? Is there hunger in the land or not? You will not gaslight me. You said you guys come to radio and you gaslight people. Is there hunger in the land or not? That's the question.
Are you aware that the Kano State governor, Abba Yusuf, he cried out that the police does not obey him, and he is the chief security officer of that state. The police deliberately orchestrated what happened in Kano, and now look at somebody.
That again is an accusation.
Somebody is using it now as an example. I said the governor cried out.
When the PRO posted a Facebook post of 2011, and he posted it as people that they caught
in the same
vandalizing.
Okay, all right. Hello, good evening to you.
If the governor
soldiers shot after people in Bonn. Is it soldiers that take care of protest?
Hello, good evening. Welcome.
I wonder, my brother. I wonder.
We just come and it's so sad.
I wonder.
Oh dear, I lost that. Good evening. Are you there? Welcome, please. I had taken your call.
Hello.
Good evening. Yes, please.
Yeah. So I want to. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yeah, I want to contribute concerning.
What is your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the UK. My name is Ife.
You're welcome, Ife. Go ahead.
Yes. So the government is not really serious. If you see the map of System 2B, which started from Lagos Water to Atlas Cove, from Atlas Cove to Mosimi. Can you hear me?
Go ahead very quickly. You have less time. Go ahead.
Yeah. From Atlas Cove to Mosimi, from Mosimi to Ilorin, from Ilorin, from Mosimi to Ore. These are existing pipelines that the government know what to do. But they sabotage the PPMC because of Dangote refinery, because of what they are gaining from. The diaspora send in money to Nigeria for 2023. What they've spent alone is around $19.5 billion.
So can you go straight to the point, please? Apologies, we'll have very limited time, please.
So if they can give us the electoral reform for we that Nigerians, we can vote from outside the country and take up the government.
Yes, part of the demand.
Politicians, they come here and they see how the environment is. But why can't a common Nigeria
it's on the table. It's on the table.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me quickly state something, because some may come for me for saying that, oh, why would I have to ask questions to the last caller and all that? I would not let you use the public medium to trivialize the pains of Nigerians. I do know that Nigerians are suffering. Look, I am a Nigerian. I was just complaining. A bag of wheat that I bought 50,000 naira 6 weeks ago, it's now 65,000 naira. With pain in my eyes, I was just like, how do I buy this? Even if I were a seller, how much will I sell it if I were a seller? Do you understand? And how much is my salary if I have to say that? So Nigerians are dying. Look, a man, I am from River State. I'm not a Yoruba woman. A man with a PhD degree knocked on my door a few months ago and said, "Madam, I see you pass by. Please, I need a job. I'm hungry."
I can't tell
and he said he has a master's degree on PhD. He dropped out. I still have his name and phone number with me. He is of Yoruba descent, and he came to my house crying. He said he doesn't even have what him and his mother will eat. That friends are helping him train his 2 children, and he feels it's inhuman for him to ask them to help him with food. So please, and I told him, can I just give you small rice to cook? I don't also have cash. So people People are hungry, including the educated, not just the uneducated. So I will not let you try to trivialize the pain of people and saying that people are coming on radio to gaslight people to go and protest. Are you really serious? Have you seen hunger? Do you know there is a resurgence of kwashoko in Nigeria? People are malnourished.
Yes.
People are no longer eating because of nutrients. People are not going to the hospital. People can, do you know what happens these days? People go to the hospital to get their what do they call it? To get prescriptions, and they just walk straight home, or they go to the pharmacy. Once they cost it, they go home because they can't afford it. You can't see this pain that Nigerians are going through, and you're saying that someone is coming on radio to gaslight people. Nobody here has said people should go out. Did any of you mention Nigerians go out to the street to go and protest? Nobody here mentioned it in this interview. So please don't come here to insult the sensibility of Nigerians. I beg you, please.
He doesn't know what to say.
People are genuinely hungry. That I know. And that's why I would not let people who are genuinely hungry to be insulted. That being said, please, Ayoyinka, let's have your parting shot.
My parting shot would be that it's also wrong and false information when people say the police in Lagos did so well. The reason why the police in Lagos cooperated in what you saw is because we mobilized, organized, and we were constantly reminding them of what they did. Now, let me tell you something that people have not known yet. After we have dispersed, because we had a Congress, yes, we said 6 o'clock, but when we talk to the people and people say, let's do this, let's do that, you listen to them. We disperse, say we're going to disperse by 3. By the end of the day, we disperse around after 4. Do you know that when people were going on Matojota, they were attacked by police? And some of them were arrested? Yes, in Lagos. You don't know that.
By the Nigerian police?
Yes, you don't know that yet because people have not said it. Our lawyers immediately have gone into action. 4 people, another 2 at Yaba. They were also arrested. And somebody was even beaten and is currently hospitalized. We are saying this finally to the Lagos State Police that people are thinking that they are responsible. We have not seen so much responsibility. They should increase that responsibility tomorrow. People are coming out to protest and it is their right.
All right, 30 seconds, Prince Francis Chilaka, your parting shot. If you can, 10 seconds. Apologies, there's no time.
No, the thing is, there is hunger in the land. We can't deny it. And I think it's lack of emotional intelligence for anybody to come and say there is no hunger or to pretend about it.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Barrister Darlington. I would rather you do 10 seconds because I know you.
I will advise Tinubu. Please, you see this adamant that he has, adamant posture that he has put up. Let him continue to put it up. He should not listen. Oh, when the push come to shove, he will listen. That's all I want.
All right, thank you so much, everyone who's been a part of the show. Thank you so much for joining in the conversation. My name is Precious Enya. Are you on social media, Prince Francis Chilaka? Barrister Darlington is sharing social media handle with me. So
I'm on social media.
Oh yeah, that would be
Facebook and Prince Francis Chilaka, and I'm on Twitter. Francis Chilaka.
All right, and Ayoyinka.
Yeah, at Damiloju JLT Library.
You could manage if you have to call anything.
On Twitter.
At Damiloju JLT Library Africa. That's Twitter.
All right.
Facebook, I don't really know the name, but my Instagram, I think is Nigeria is a jungle.
Okay. My name is Nigerians. My name is Precious Inyi. You can follow me like your village people. On Instagram, I'm at Precious Inyi Official. YouTube, where I am most active, is at Precious Inyi TV. Precious Inyi TV. Inyi is spelled E-N-Y-I, by the way, and it means friend. And I love to be your friend till the end. Barrister Darlington, Prince Francis Chilaka, and most of my guests often drop some thoughts there once in a while on the YouTube alongside me. So you should go look that out.
And I'm promising on all social media handles, you can catch me there.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. I'll let you. Ayoyinka, you're coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You are coming back tomorrow. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, God willing. Have yourself an amazing evening. Good night. Stay safe, Nigerians. God bless you.